Hi and welcome to a quick walkthrough of Tweetdeck, a tool for accessing and reading your Twitter feed. So let's get started. The first thing you do is go to tweetdeck.com to install it. It's available for both Mac and PC. So all you have to do is click on Download Quick Tweetdeck for the desktop, and once you're done, it will look, well, not really like this, but similar to this. Let's go over the buttons. The most important ones are the Compose Update button. So whenever you want to compose an update, you can click that, and then will get the composition screen. And if you want to hide the composition screen to get more space for the columns, you just click that, and it's hidden. The Add Column button, we'll get back to this because this is pretty useful. But the first thing you want to do, once you've installed it and connected your first Twitter account, you want to go to Settings. Because in Settings, you can first of all add more accounts if you want to. So for example, I have 3 different accounts connected, and you can also connect other services than Twitter. You can actually connect Facebook, for example. I prefer to use it strictly for Twitter, so that's what I'm doing. The first thing you want to do then is to go into notifications and change them, because Tweetdeck by default uses alerts, both visual and sound alerts, and that might get pretty annoying. So what you can see here is notification windows. You can choose 2 different ones, with detail and with summary. A summary shows you how many tweets that have been sent, and in detail you are able to browse through the latest tweets. And then you can choose the position of the notification window in either the lower left, lower right, or upper left corners. You can also choose how often you want to show the notifications if you choose to have them. But what you want to do is to go into advanced option for columns, because that's where you can go in and change that, whether you want alert, sound, detail, and summary as default, and then you can turn it off. So what you can see is I've turned off alert sound for all my notifications. I do not want Tweetdeck to make a sound. You might think differently, so this is where you turn it on. And detail, you can choose to turn on detail for different columns only or for different accounts only, which is pretty useful. If you're following lots of people, you can actually have Tweetdeck only alerting you when you're mentioned. Another thing that's interesting to change is to go into colors fonts, and this is especially useful if you're tweeting in another language than English, if you need to use international characters. So then go into Tweetdeck font and choose international font Twitter key. This allows you to display lots of more characters, so I think this is a good change. Once you've done that, you're pretty much done. So let's have a look at the columns. You have the mentions column, and then you have the All Friends column. And you can see this is mentions for my Kasanovich account and all friends that I'm following from the Kasanovich account. As you can see, there's a pretty high fast flow in the All Friends column, because I follow about 2,500 people. So these are tweets from all these people. So this is constantly being updated. So this is a constant flow. Then you can see this is mentions. So these are tweets from people that have mentioned me, that probably want to get in touch with me or alert me. Then here you can see there's a column called Darlings. So I have a column called Darlings where I add people that I really want to read updates from. So then I have another column. So I have created several lists. Tweetdeck allows you to create columns for each list. So, for example, say that you have created a list that's called coworkers on Twitter. Then you can go into the Add Column button and then choose from which account you want to add the column. And you can either choose a search column, which will allow you to do a search on Twitter. You can add groups lists that you've created. So, for example, I could add the fitness column, for example, and that's the fitness group that I've created. And there you see the people that I placed in that group. I will see all the updates from those people there. If I want to remove a column, I just click on the close button and I will get a warning, and I can choose to delete the column. So this way I will get an overview, so I can, whenever I want to, I can read my all friends column, but I can also choose to ignore it and only watch the mentions, or I can go in and check the other groups that I have. For example, this is the Berghs Interactive Communication Fall 2011 group. So these are tweets from people attending the Interactive Communications course. Here's an interesting thing. This is a search column, and search allows me to search for a certain term and actually get updates directly in Tweetdeck whenever someone tweets with that word, keyword, or that phrase. So, for example, I've done that for Björn Borg. So I have two columns. I have a search for Björn Borg and for Björn Borg in one word. So here I get to see the tweets that might be missed because people did not mention Björn Borg. So using search is actually a good way of following a conversation without actually having to follow people. For example, you can search for different hashtags and see what's being said about a topic without actually having to follow all the people talking about it. Sometimes, especially for example during live events, there are hashtags, and that means that you can actually follow the event and you don't have to follow those people, because those people might be tweeting about something entirely different as well, which doesn't interest you, and you might only be interested in their tweets for that event only. So, for example, let's do a search and see what people are saying about Justin Bieber. That should be a popular topic. And this way, oh wow, people are tweeting a lot about Justin Bieber, obviously. So this way, I can actually search for a topic and do it directly in Tweetdeck. And I can go in and I can choose to get notifications. Oh wow, I think that I need to delete that column because it just said that my tweet stream is being throttled. I was using up a lot of API calls to do that, I think. So, basically, this is a way to get more overview. And if you want to start using Twitter, this is a good way to find people to follow. For example, if you're interested in a certain subject or a certain area, you can actually do a search for that and see who tweets about it. You can also search for specific hashtags, and the use of hashtags, that's sort of like adding a topic to your tweet. So for example, if you do an update that's related to e-commerce, you might want to, and you don't use the word e-commerce in the tweet, you might want to add it. And in that case, you would just go into the update and then I just launched my first web shop, and then maybe you add a link, and then I add the pound key, and then I add the hashtag e-commerce. And once I've tweeted this, it will be added to the search for e-commerce. So let's see if people are tweeting anything about e-commerce. Yes, they are. Not that much, but they are. So this is another way of using Twitter. So instead of following accounts, you can actually do searches, and then once you find someone that seems to be interesting to follow, you can do it directly from Tweetdeck. And you can choose to follow someone just by hovering over their profile picture. There you can choose to directly reply to tweet. You can choose to direct message that account. Remember that you can only direct message accounts that are following you. So you can choose to retweet that tweet. You can choose the old or new style retweet. So let's do this. And now Tweetdeck asks me, do I want to retweet it now? Which means that I won't be able to change anything in it, or edit and then retweet. And for different reasons, I mostly choose edit then retweet, unless the tweet is so long that I won't be able to. So for example, in this case, I would have to shorten it by 10 characters to be able to retweet it. If I use the other style of retweet, I would be able to just forward that message directly. And there will be a difference for the people reading my feed, but I'm not going to go into that now. Then you have the other actions, and here you can choose user, and here I can both add the user to a group. I can follow or unfollow that user if I'm following him or her. I can view the profile, I can search, and I can block and report spam. So this way I can help Twitter to keep Twitter clean if someone, for example, sends me spam messages. So this was a very quick update for you guys that are attending the interactive communication course at Berghs. I hope that this was useful, and I hope that this will get you to start using Twitter a bit more. And if you have any questions, remember, I'm available, so just ask me, and yeah, feel free to ask me on Twitter. All right, thank you a lot for watching.